What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So today we've got some really cool things to talk about. That is, one, going to change the way you play this game, and two, we've got a bunch of updates from the Avengers team regarding a few different things as well, and we got some really good news for this game. So it's going to be an awesome video. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that big red subscribe button below, because it's your good deed of the day, and if you didn't know, it really does just make you a much better human being. And hey, if you could drop a like below, let's try and get maybe 9 likes or 8 likes, that would be really cool. So go ahead and drop a like. Now, before I continue into the video, I know this is going to kick up a lot of, I guess, not speculation, not theories, but I guess debates. It's probably the best word to describe what it's going to cause. But who is your favorite character for this game right now? And let's say you can only play it as this character for the rest of your time that you play this game, for example. Who is your character? For me, it's actually Thor. Alright, I mean, I was torn in between Iron Man and Captain America and Thor, but right now I'm really having a blast with Thor, and if I had to play as one character forever, it would probably be him. So who is yours? Let me know in the comments below. Like I said, I know it's going to kick up a lot of debate and speculation, maybe actually, on future characters that could be added, but hey, just get in the comments below. So kicking this off, I want to start off with 4 super important features that you probably didn't even know existed in this game. And I say that because I had absolutely zero clue that this was even in the game, and when you find out these features are there, it really is a situation where you're either like, how on earth did I miss that, or you're just like, wow, this is absolutely incredible. It's going to be one of the two. So I want to start off with the first one, and it is about the thin white bar that is below, well, it's above the enemies but below their actual health that shows. Now, this is actually a stun meter, right? So the purpose of this is you need to try and fill that up, and when it's full, you can basically do your combo or your takedown, whatever you want to call it, by, if you're on the PlayStation 4, holding down triangle and circle, or whatever it is on the Xbox, right? Now, that is your moment of opportunity, but the reason why this is so important that you need to know it's a stun bar is because if you're playing on, let's say, a brutal difficulty, this is a game changer, because you really need to structure out what type of enemies you're going to take out first and who's easiest. But I mean, all you really need to do is just get the stun meter to full, because they will be out of the game at that moment in time. They'll be down for like a good couple of seconds, and that's your opportunity to strike. And that leads on to the next thing, actually, because whenever you do a takedown in this game, you actually get an increase of health. Now, in the game, it's actually called the willpower, and that, of course, is your health at the top of the screen, but this is only, well, it basically goes up when you do a takedown on an enemy, and it's really important, because it's safe to say that I've personally been in a situation where there's been no health crates or whatever you want to call them near me, and I'm like, wow, I'm about to get my butt kicked, alright? But if you actually just take down an enemy with a takedown, you will get an increase of health, and it's basically just a game changer and makes things way more fun and just interesting. Again, especially if you're playing on a brutal difficulty, because you do get much better gear drops as well, so that's something to take into consideration. Now, moving on to the third thing, it is when you do your heroic on the ground. So for example, if you're Captain America and you do the Brooklyn Brawler, of course it kind of goes down in slow motion, right, when you're grounded. But what's interesting is if you actually do your heroic whilst you're jumping, for instance, so let's say Captain America doing the Brooklyn Brawler, when he's jumping, it actually just works simultaneously. There's no slow motion effect whatsoever, and it's super helpful, because right there and then your enemies will get impacted by that, because sometimes you can be loading up your heroic, and where it goes into slow motion, an enemy can just come and attack you from behind or the side or whatever, and just stop that from happening. So that's why it's important to know that you can get rid of that slow motion effect just by jumping in the game. Now, the next thing is the final thing, and it's actually crazy because I had no idea whatsoever this was even a thing. I mean, I would have never even expected it, but it's one of those things that you just don't look for, but it's kind of like right there in front of your face, and it's basically when you do a mission, right, what I guess we can call the lobby, alright, when it's loading up and you can change your heroes and so forth, you can actually select who's going to be on your team. So you can select your AI. So if you've been in a mission and wondered why a certain character is missing, it's not because of the level, it's not because of a difficulty, this is why, you just haven't selected them. So all you do is click request companion and they will be on your team. And I think it's super important because if you have leveled up, let's say 3 characters, right, that are way more powerful than the others, then just having the ability to select these guys to be on your team, then of course it's just going to make that gameplay experience and gameplay as a whole, or mission, a whole lot smoother, because all of your characters that are on your team are going to be at the appropriate level that you've maxed them out to. So that's an interesting little tip, so just take those and get back into the game because it will be a game changer. Now, in other news, we got great news for this game, and that is that according to the UK sales charts, Marvel's Avengers is at the #1 spot, which is actually above Tony Hawk and NBA 2K21, which I think is just super cool. Now, I don't know the actual numbers in terms of how much has been sold, but hey, it's at the #1 spot, so I guess that's what is important, and of course it just shows the popularity of the game, and we know that a lot of things are changing, a lot of things are being added, so I think that's really cool. Now, the Avengers team did post an update regarding factions and the weekly challenges as well that I was discussing yesterday, and what it says is the following. So I'm going to start off from the bottom first of all and then go upwards. So it says, faction pro tip. There are 2 factions, each with 8 assignments and 1 villain sector per day. That's almost 20 small objectives. Make sure to go grab all your faction dailies when you log in, because they can be completed as you play through other missions. So again, just knowing that there's an extra 20 small objectives essentially every day when it comes down to factions, I mean, that just shows how much content is in the game. And then regarding the weekly challenges, it says that we are aware that weekly challenges have not yet updated for most of you, but this week's challenges will refresh at 12 AM regionally on Monday the 7th. So right now, as this video goes live, you should actually be able to see the weekly challenges and participate in that, which I believe was actually taking down 1 million Synthoids online, and then you get a nameplate, and like I was saying yesterday, your rewards will probably vary, so it might be nameplates just for this time, but next time could be a lot better, such as new skins, or getting credits in the game, but none of that stuff is confirmed. We just know that, of course, they all will vary, so it's not going to be the same thing every time you're doing a challenge. But guys, that's gonna wrap up this video here, so let me know what you think on all of this stuff in the comments below, and if you knew any of these tips. And guys, later today, like a couple of hours after this goes live, I have done something really cool in this game, which allowed me to just get onto the helicarrier and basically jump from the highest point possible as Iron Man. So check out that video because I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do that as well. But that's going to wrap up this one, so go ahead, subscribe for more awesome content if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, have yourselves a ridiculously amazing day, and adios amigos.